Picture this. It's the 15th of the month, payday. Your direct deposit just hit, $3,100 after taxes, sitting right there in your account. You feel it for maybe 45 seconds. Then your phone buzzes. Rent, $1,400, gone. Then the car payment, $480. Then the insurance, the subscriptions, the credit card minimum you've been carrying since 2022. By Thursday, you have $340 left, and you have 14 days until the next paycheck. You make $80,000 a year. You are not poor. You know you're not poor. And yet, somehow, every single month, you end up exactly here, staring at $340 and 14 days. Here's the thing nobody will say to your face. The problem isn't your income. The problem is a system that was specifically built to consume exactly what you make and leave nothing behind. My name's Nick, and today we're going to do the math nobody at your job, your bank, or your HR department ever sat down and showed you. $80,000 sounds like a lot, and 10 years ago it was. But let's look at what $80,000 actually is in 2026. After federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, the average person taking home $80,000 gross is seeing somewhere between $56,000 and $61,000 net. Let's call it $58,000 to keep the math clean. That's $4,833 a month hitting your account. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. The MIT Living Wage Calculator, not some doom and gloom blog, actual researchers, puts the living wage for a single adult in most major U.S. cities between $50,000 and $72,000 a year, just to exist, not to save, not to invest, not to build anything, just to cover rent, food, transport, healthcare, and basic bills. So when you make $80,000, you are not living large. You are clearing the survival line by a margin that feels significant but spends like it isn't. And then the system gets to work. There are 3 places your $80,000 disappears, and none of them feel like mistakes when you sign up for them. The rule used to be spend no more than 30% of gross income on rent or mortgage. On $80,000, that's $2,000 a month. The median rent in America in 2026 is $1,987 nationwide. That means in any city worth working in, Austin, Denver, Nashville, Charlotte, you're looking at $2,200 to $2,800 for a one-bedroom. You're already over budget before you buy a single grocery. You needed to get to work, so you financed a car. Reasonable. The average car payment in America right now is $735 a month for a new vehicle. Add insurance at $180, add gas at $200. That's $1,115 a month just to get from your apartment to your desk and back. Housing plus car, you're already at $3,300 out of $4,833, and you haven't eaten yet. This one is quiet. That's what makes it dangerous. Netflix, Spotify, the gym you go to twice a month, Amazon Prime, Hulu, the meal kit you forgot to cancel, the app subscriptions you don't remember downloading, the cloud storage, the parking app, the news site. The average American pays $219 a month in subscriptions. Most people guess $86 when asked. You are paying for a lifestyle in small, invisible increments, and your brain never registers it as spending because nothing over $20 ever feels like a real decision. Add it up. Housing, car, subscriptions. You are now at $3,500 to $3,800 out of $4,833 every single month. What's left doesn't cover groceries, utilities, phone, internet, clothing, medical copays, and the random Tuesday where something breaks. This is why you have $340 on the 14th. It's not because you're irresponsible. It's because the math was never going to work the way it was set up. Here's what nobody tells you. $80,000 is a consumption income, not a wealth-building income, at least not the way most people spend it.
There is a difference between those two things, and it is the entire game. A consumption income gets spent. Every dollar has a destination before it arrives. Rent, car, food, bills, repeat. You are running a treadmill that gets slightly faster every year because rent goes up, insurance goes up, everything goes up, but your salary moves slower than all of it. A wealth-building income has a gap, a deliberate, protected, slightly uncomfortable gap between what comes in and what goes out, and inside that gap is where everything changes. The people making $80,000 who are quietly building wealth are not making more sacrifices than you. They just closed 3 specific leaks first. They solved housing. Not perfectly, but they kept it under $1,600 by having a roommate, living slightly further out, or buying a small place instead of renting a nice one. They solved the car, not by going without a car, by driving something that costs $350 a month all in, instead of $1,100. And they automated before they could spend it. $400 moved to investments the same day the paycheck landed, before the rent, before the groceries, before any decision could be made about it. Those 3 moves alone free up $900 to $1,200 a month on the exact $80,000 salary. $1,000 a month invested for 25 years at a 7% return is $810,000. Same income, completely different life at 55. I want you to stop thinking about your salary as the problem. Your salary is actually fine. The problem is that every system around your salary, the housing market, the auto industry, the subscription economy, was engineered to grow at exactly the rate your income grows, so the gap never widens on its own. You have to force the gap. Not forever, not painfully, but deliberately, for long enough that the money you moved into investments starts pulling its own weight. Because here is the brutal truth about $80,000 in 2026. It will not save you. It will not retire you. It will not build generational wealth on its own. But $80,000 with a $1,000 gap, protected, automated, invested consistently, that is a completely different story. The people ahead of you financially are not smarter. They did not get luckier. They just stopped letting the system spend their entire paycheck first and started paying themselves before the system got its hands on it. So here's what I want you to do today, not this week, today. Open your bank account, add up your 3 biggest monthly costs: housing, transportation, subscriptions. Total them up. Then divide by 4,833. If that number is above 70%, you are in a consumption trap on a wealth-building income, and nothing will change until that number moves. You don't need a raise, you need a gap. Because $80,000 broke and $80,000 building wealth are 2 completely different lives. Same paycheck hits every 2 weeks. The only difference is what happens in the first 24 hours after it lands. If this hit differently than you expected, subscribe, because next week we're going to talk about the exact order to fix this, which drain to close first, how much the gap actually needs to be, and what to do with it once you have it. I'll see you there.